From cases to clarity, public knows law are back. Today, we take you into the world of tort law, specifically in the field of negligence. As of today, we are going more precise on the second element of negligence, which is breach of duty. A breach of duty occurs when a person or organization fails to take reasonable care. From our tagline, from cases to clarity, we will give you a cases that illustrate the elements of breach of duty. This is a story of Ward against Tesco Store Ltd, a case that shows how the law decides when a duty of care has been broken. Every day, thousands of people walk into supermarkets expecting one thing, safety. But on one afternoon in Liverpool, a simple shopping trip ended in an accident that would change the law on occupiers' liability.
Are you alright, madam? My hands hurt.
But it's okay, let me assist you.
Okay.
We are very sorry about what happened, my dear. This, I will give you a new crystal to you to change.
Thank you, but how did this happen?
Our staff are instructed to stand guard if they see any spillage. We sweep the floor about 5 to 6 times a day.
So when was the floor last cleaned?
I cannot say exactly.
Okay, let me put it simply. This woman goes into a supermarket just to do her shopping, and she ends up on the floor because she stepped on a spilled yogurt. Now that shouldn't happen if the floor had been clean. The woman, would have fallen. It is really, and then this is really that straightforward. Okay. Tesco says, well, we have a cleaning system. Okay. We sweep several times a day. Okay. For me, that sounds fine if we hear it. But here's the problem. They couldn't say when the floor was last checked before the accident, and that matters. For me, it is obviously a supermarket. You can see that the customer has no way of knowing how long that the yogurt had been there and at first she doesn't run the shop, and then she doesn't supervise the staff unless the Tesco does. So if there's a dangerous mess on the floor and someone gets hurt, it's only fair to ask the supermarket to explain how that happened, not the customer. I understand why people feel sympathy for the claimant, but the law itself doesn't work on sympathy alone. The key point for me is this: just because someone falls in the shop doesn't automatically means the shop is at the fault. The big missing piece here is time. We simply don't know how long that yogurt was on the floor. It could have been dropped by another customer just a moment before accident. And if that's the case, no cleaning system, no matter how good, could have prevented it. Okay. In my view, the person bringing the claim still has to prove that the shop failed to take a reasonable care or take care of the duty of care. Tesco explained that they had staff instruction and regular cleaning routines. That sounds like a sensible system. And if we say supermarkets are liable every time there's a spill, even one that just happened, we are basically asking them to guarantee absolute safety. That's not what negligence law requires. So, for me, the burden of proof never moved away from the claimant, and that's why I disagree with the majority. Okay, the way I look at it, that we have to be realistic about how the situation work. Okay, a supermarket invites a large number of people in every day. With that comes responsibility from the supermarket towards the customer. Okay, now it's completely unreasonable to expect a customer to prove exactly when a spill happened, and she doesn't have access to cleaning record or staff schedule. Only the supermarket has that information. The responsibility should be located in practice. I will give you a scenario. Okay. If someone injured because there's a mess on the floor and the supermarket can't say when it was last checked or cleaned, then that's the problem for the supermarket, not the customer. Okay. The reason for the court to dismiss the Tesco appeal is that Tesco talked about having a system, and then but they couldn't show that it was actually operating effectively at the relevant time. And when you can explain how a hazard was allowed to remain, the court is entitled to say that the duty of care wasn't taken by the shop or by the supermarket. Okay, in the simple term, this case shows that the shop must take proper care to keep their floor safe for customer. If someone is injured because of spill and the shop cannot show that it had an effective cleaning system in place at the time, the shop will be held responsible. Customers are not expected to prove when a spill happened. That responsibility lies with the shop because it controls the premises, and then it controls the premises. The shop itself controls the premises. Okay, lastly, so the principle was is this: when a danger exists and the shop cannot explain why it was allowed to remain, the law will be treated that as a failure. The law will be treated that as a failure to take a duty of care, which means the shop is breach of duty. Alright, thank you.
In the end, the court found that Tesco's store was negligence. Tesco on a duty of care to its customer to keep the supermarket reasonably safe. That duty was breached when a spilled yogurt was allowed to remain on the floor, creating a forcible risk of harm. Because Tesco could not show that its cleaning system was operating effectively at the time of the accident, the court concluded that reasonable care had not been taken. The breach of duty caused May Watts injury, and the damage was a forcible consequences of an unsafe floor. For this reason, the element of negligence were satisfied and Tesco was held liable.
One is the loneliest number that you